Hello, I'm Deborah, Squire or Chair of Malmesbury Morris. We know that there's been Morris dancing in Malmesbury since at least 1641 because there's a record of the boys from Malmesbury having a bust up with the boys from Long Newton, which certainly involved bells and sticks. However, Morris dancing had died out in the area. In 2004, a group decided that they'd like to resurrect it. With the help of Chippenham Town Morris, a new style of dancing was developed for Malmesbury, which is known now as the Malmesbury tradition. So tradition in this context just meaning style. Since that time, a number of our side have written other dances in that style, and also tunes to go with those dances. The original group was a mixed side, but over time the male dancers have left, although we do have still male musicians playing with us. As well as the Malmesbury tradition, we also dances from other areas of England, Cotswold style and border style in particular, and we'll tell you more about that later. Nobody's quite sure of the origins of Morris dancing, but the word Morris may derive from Moorish, and the dancing may have started in Spain at the time of the Moors, that is the North African Muslims who at that time were ruling in Spain. It's certainly been going for many hundreds of years in England, and famously Will Kemp, who acted with Shakespeare, danced all the way from London to Norwich at the end of the 16th century. There are a number of different styles of Morris dancing. As we live in the Cotswolds, the one you mainly see in this area is called Cotswold Morris. The dancers will predominantly be wearing white. They'll often be using hankies, sometimes sticks. A key ingredient of good Cotswold Morris is a well synchronised dancing, good formations, crisp stepping and good high jumping. It was originally almost entirely a men's dance, but certainly since the First World War and very much now, women are at least, I would say, 50% of the dancers. Many sides for Cotswold and other forms of dancing are now mixed with some entirely female sides, like Malmesbury Morris at the moment. Another style of Morris dancing is border. This comes from the border between England and Wales originally, although it's danced all over the country now. Is a popular style because it's very vigorous, involves lots of bashing of sticks, often some shouting as well. The dancers very often wear tatters, that is strips of material fixed to a jacket or a waistcoat, and they often wear colourful hats as well. The third form of dancing, Morris dancing, is Northwest Clog. This is almost entirely danced by women, and it originated in the dancing by the mill workers in the northwest, and they still use representations of the bobbins from the mills with ribbons attached, which they will use in their dances where other types of dancing use hankies or sticks. The final type of Morris I'll describe is called rapper dancing. These days we think of rapping as being musical poetry, but this form of dancing, which is very clever and fascinating to watch, involves long double-handled flexible metal swords which during the dance get woven into patterns, and often at the end one person can hold them all up attached together. Malmesbury Morris took part in the world record breaking gathering of Morris dancers. They've also danced at our twin towns in both Nibel and Gien with French and German dancers, and unfortunately, although this was also planned for Gien for this year, it's had to be cancelled for obvious reasons. Usually what we do for our dancing is during the summer we dance either with other sides or on our own at local pubs, the Radnor Arms, the Red Bull, the Horse Guards for example, and we also dance at folk festivals and days of dance such as at Stroud, Bradford-on-Avon and elsewhere.
We will now demonstrate the basic Malmesbury stepping.
Left 2 3 hop, right 2 3 hop, back, back, feet together, jump. Left 2 3 hop, right 2 3 hop, back, back, feet together, jump.
Hello, I'm Aileen and I play piano accordion for Malmesbury Morris. The piano accordion is recognisable by the fact that it's got a piano keyboard on one side and the other side it's got a series of buttons. These buttons always look daunting to people to start with, but they're actually organised rather well. So there's some notes and there are some chords already provided, so you don't have to worry too much about getting your fingers around chords on the left hand that you can't see. And of course your left hand is already playing, it's already working the bellows. The piano accordion isn't a traditional instrument for Morris. Traditionally it would, I believe, have been the pipe and tabor, but in the 19th century other instruments started to make their way into Morris, probably as people were able to afford them. The piano accordion was probably quite late on the scene because it is really quite a recent instrument, and initially you could only get the full size ones, which were about twice as big as this and about twice as heavy. It has the advantage of having a strong tune side and a strong bass side, so you've got the rhythm as well as the tune, and the dancers are supposed to be dancing to the rhythm. It does have the disadvantage though of being quite heavy. It's probably the heaviest instrument that's played for Morris dancing. Most of the tunes that Malmesbury Morris use are traditional tunes, but one or two of them are not, and that's including the one that I'm about to play, and that one is one that I actually wrote for the Morris side.
Hello, my name's Sally. I'm a member of Malmesbury Morris side. I play a little bit on the fiddle when we're a bit short of musicians, and I also do some dancing. So I'm just going to try and do a tune called Twin Sisters, and we dance the Fiddler's Lock for this one. And this is a tune that we play for a dance called Not for Joe, and it's actually, the tune is called Not for Joe.
I'm Margaret and I play descant recorder for Malmesbury Morris. I'm going to start with a tune called Portsmouth, which is for the dance Daniel's Well.
next tune I'm going to play is called Balance the Straw. It's for a dance called Athelstan, which is a new dance being developed by Malmesbury Morris.
I'm Janet and I'm one of the members of Malmesbury Morris. You've heard now about the history of Morris dancing, and you've heard about our music, and you've seen some of our dancing. Perhaps you'd like to join us. If you look on our Facebook page, which is fairly up to date thanks to Katie and Vicky, you'll see that we enjoy what we do, even if it sometimes takes quite a while to learn a new dance. When everything gets back to normal, we'll be meeting again at our usual meeting place, which is Corston Reading Rooms at 7:45 on a Thursday evening. After we've finished practicing, we repair to the Radnor Arms afterwards. But this is not compulsory, but we do have a good time there. So come and learn a new skill or revive an old one. The exercise, the music and the laughing are all good for you. Bye for now.